even 23 years ago, I knew a lot about finance, but I've meditated on it for over 20 years. And in that time, I've figured out, like, I've thought about wealth in different ways. And I'm fully convinced that the Black family is one of the greatest sources of Black wealth. It's the most overlooked in our society. We do not value our families. There are people out here that think you're a loser if all you do is raise your kids. And as I've seen real life experiences of like how my presence and my siblings' presence in my mother's life toward the end of her life made a big difference financially and otherwise, emotionally, of course, but financially, or just the fact that we were all able to take off work and sit next to mama for 5 weeks while she was dying. A lot of people can't even do that. I just really think investing in family is a big investment, and I didn't do that as much as I should have. Also, I didn't because the other thing too is if I didn't is that I probably could have gotten coaching on just how to pick the right woman and how to make it work with the right woman. I didn't know these things. I did what a lot of people do. I just kind of would wing it, right? And again, I think it's a paradox that we'll spend 4 or 5 years studying on how to get a job working for a white man, but we won't spend even a week studying how to be a good father or a month studying how to be a good husband or good wife, right? Or how to keep a family together. That's sick. That's capitalism at its worst. And I encourage you to really think outside that box. The other mistake I made was in my 20s, I didn't buy more stock. Because I learned that culture is a really important part of economics. I didn't have a culture where we bought stock. I studied stock because it was in a book, and it was by learning what was in this book that would give me a great job. And I got I studied the book, I got the good job. I was making six figures, but it's like, wait a minute, no, the world is your classroom. I should have been buying stock at the same time. I could have bought Amazon shares for $1. I could have bought Nike for $2. I could have bought Apple for $5, and I didn't do any of that. I missed out completely on that. So I can tell you, if you ever want to make the biggest economic mistake of your life, don't invest, and don't invest for your kids. Just let the opportunity pass you by, and then unfortunately, there are people that do that, and then they wonder why there are people that have so much more money than them. You can't do that. Next question from Nellie. Nellie says, my 12-year-old grandson sold 6 of your Ten Commandments books yesterday at a pop market. Nice! Good for you. Good for you, Nellie. Get that little boy out there making that money. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, I really hope you'll consider that. If you use that code Black Friday 60, all one word, that'll take 60% off whatever the price is. And some of those prices are already cut. So it'll make it ridiculously cheap, right? So yeah, you start a little business. You can buy you some. I'll sign all the books. And as soon as I get home, there's already like hundreds of books I gotta sign, and I'll sign the book. And what you do is you say, "I've got this book, and it's autographed by Dr. Boyce Watkins," and then you mark it up. Pick a price that's fair, fair to you, fair to them. Make your money. Like I want you to do that, and you're investing in us. We invest in you. This is what the hyperscalers are doing. Actually, they are. Nvidia is investing in Nvidia will go and invest in OpenAI, and OpenAI will take money and invest it back in Nvidia, and then Nvidia did the same deal with I think not Oracle, it was AMD. So they would go in and they would invest money in AMD, and then AMD would come back and invest money in Nvidia, and that's how you create an ecosystem. So ultimately, that's what I'm proposing to you as an ecosystem.